Hello, my name is Falcon Dawson, and I'm here to present the different ways of communicating and what I'm strong as a communicator and what I'm weak as. So let's get into it. Sorry. On face-to-face communication, that is one of my strengths, I believe. I feel like when I'm face-to-face with someone, I can get my point across very strongly, make them understand what I'm trying to say. If I'm asking them a question, they understand what I'm asking. If I'm answering a question, they understand what I'm trying to say. And I feel the same the other way around. When I'm listening to somebody face-to-face, I can get what they're trying to tell me. I can understand what they're trying to get to. I understand their main point. So I feel like that's very helpful as a communicator to be able to understand someone face to face. And here's another one, body language. And as you can see, I feel like I'm very good at reading that because I feel like if somebody's upset with me, maybe their arms are crossed like this, or if they're not into the conversation, their elbows on the table, hand in the face, they're not really into what you're saying, and you can use that as a communicator to say, okay, maybe they're not, maybe what I'm saying isn't the most interesting thing. Maybe I need to change what I'm doing, get my listeners back into what I'm saying, back into listening. In fact, that'd be very helpful as a communicator to know when people are listening to you, and when people are just kind of zoning you out. And that I can go back to this. This would be helpful as a teacher because when your students, like as I said, like that, you can reel them back in. And writing, this is a weakness of communication for me. Saying writing on a whiteboard. My handwriting, my penmanship is not very great. I'm not a bad speller, but I'm not a great speller at the same time. I can make grammatical issues if I'm in a hurry. This is one of my goals this year is to get a lot better at this, especially as a teacher, because as you use a whiteboard, as you're grading papers, writing notes, you need to have notes that the student can read and understand. And then this is texting, phone calls, emails. In fact, this is another weakness of mine. Again, because this one's mainly like the opposite of face-to-face communication. Because I feel like I can't understand some people's main point when they're texting or calling me. I can't thoroughly answer their question. I don't really understand what they're asking me. And or when I'm trying to ask someone a question, I may not ask it super clearly, or they don't understand what I'm trying to get to. I feel like that's not very, you know, that's not efficient, and I need to become more proficient in technological communication. All right, and then we get to the teaching classroom, and like overall, I feel like as a communicator, face to face would be very helpful. As I said, getting to talk to your students one on one. I don't know if I mentioned that would be very helpful to understand where they're coming from, what they're struggling with, what their strengths are. But like if you look at this image right here, obviously you have to use the whiteboard. You can tell what student wants to answer the question and how emphatically they raise their hand. You can tell the girl in the back right here with the elbow on the table does not want to answer the question, so you maybe not call on her. But maybe the girl beside her is super emphatic. She probably knows the answer. But as with the whiteboard, um, might not be able to communicate as clearly with my penmanship, and I hope to improve that. And technologically, if these students write me emails, as I said, or text me or call me, I may not be able to get my point of view across or understand their point of view. So that's my strengths and weaknesses as a communicator and what I hope to improve on. And thank you.